Let's take a look at the chart action for Bitcoin. Alright, so we're looking at the 4-hour time frame right now. In my last video, we were looking at these boxes, or these zones pretty much, these purple boxes. And I was saying we're on our way up, and I was saying if we could break out of this zone right here, then I'll be targeting the top of this zone up here at around 66,800, somewhere around there. And we actually came up to the top of this zone and got rejected and started heading down. We broke this trend line that I was watching right here to the downside. We broke out of this box, got a big candle down, and what I was looking at is the bottom of this box down here. I put a limit order at like 60,000. That got filled and it started heading back up. Let's see what happens now. I'm not so sure if we're going to be just bouncing this one and head back up. The other thing I'm looking at is we had some trend lines that we were watching. We had this trend line going down like that. Then we had one going up like this. Let's go ahead and kind of delete them or reconfigure them. We can kind of delete a lot of this stuff so we can make it a little bit more clear. But what I'm looking at is resistance right here and resistance right here now. So let's do this trend line going to the downside like this. Until we break this trend line going to the upside, then I'm thinking of just looking at it as resistance. It might just give us some trouble, and once we break that, that'll be a signal to start maybe thinking that we're either coming back to this level or maybe this level. At least if we could break out of this level and hit a higher high, then that would be a very bullish signal, and we can start looking at our 74,000 target that we've been looking at. If we go into the daily time frame, we had a big channel going like this, and we were targeting from the top to the bottom of that channel. We drug it to the breakout right here, and target is from here to here now, and that's around 74,300 or something like that. So to be specific, it's 74,142, something like that. So yeah, in general though, I think we have to break this resistance level first, this resistance level second, this top right here, this wick right here third, and once we set a higher high, then this will be a lot more doable. But for right now, what I do not like I've been talking about in my last video, I was 25% bearish and 75% bullish. I'm always going to be probably 50% bullish, but right now I'm a little more skeptical because like in my last video I was talking about, if now we're on the daily time frame, we have this 9 moving average right here. Let me delete some of this other stuff so you can see it clearly. Okay, so I was talking about this on my last video. We have this 9 moving average right here, this blue line. You can see it very clearly that we're above it. We broke above it right here, and we've been getting support on it all the way up to right here. We got resistance and we came down and broke through it right here. We didn't get like a huge red candle, so this is still kind of, I'm still not 100% sure on this. We're still very close to this moving average, but we are below it and we are kind of getting some resistance on it, some pretty good resistance. We came up, resistance, we broke through it for a while. We were above it, but we could not stay above it. We got pushed back down. Right now we're sitting below it, and throughout this whole time pretty much we've been below it, I would say, on an average. And so yeah, one thing I'm kind of looking at is we have like a support zone right here, it seems like, and then we also have this downtrend like this. So this is kind of the pattern that I'm really watching right now. Are we going to break to the upside or the downside of this pattern? Pretty much on the daily. If we see like a big red candle, then we'll have a better idea. And if we break this line right here, then maybe that's a signal that we're heading back to the upside. This pattern looks pretty good too. I mean, it's a big, huge run, and then we're getting consolidation. So I don't know, it could be some like really, it could be like a weird looking flag that we're doing something like this. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's not perfect either. If we drag this to the breakout, that takes us up to around 85,000. I'm not really sure. I mean, this looks kind of like a classic continuation pattern, but I'm still not sure. We're under the daily 9 moving average right now. So like I said, we want to watch this support line and this resistance line. If we break up, then that might be a signal. I would still be watching this level, and this level, like I was talking about earlier. And if we break to the downside, then what I was talking about in my last video is if we delete everything, we had a trend line going to the upside like this. We broke that trend line going down right there. So what we do when we break a trend line is we can do a Fibonacci retracement, and we can see levels that we could be retracing to. So we drag from the bottom to the top, and that gives us levels to watch. So right now it looks like we're kind of hanging out on this red one, the 23% level. So this was a level that I had been watching as well. When we started to come down here, I put a limit order, or I started in general right here. I was kind of just like, I put another dollar cost average in after kind of taking a little bit of profits right here, or thinking that we're going to head down a little bit. So like I said, I'm watching this level right here. If we break to the downside, I'll be looking at this 38% level and the 50% level, and maybe even the 61% level, because this bottom support, if we kind of zoom out a little bit, we have this support right here and support right here. I'm watching this trend line right here. So I mean, it's possible that we come all the way down, and also look at the 180 moving averages right here too. It's possible that we have to come down and retest all the way down to like this 78% level, and this is sitting at around 46,400, somewhere around there. I think the first levels I'll be watching, though, I really like to watch the 38% level and the 50% level. Try not to get too greedy and like think that it's going to go all the way down. I don't know if it will or not, but these are the ones that I would start on. 38% level sitting around 57,000 approximately, and then the 50% level sitting around 53,900 something, 939. This is just on my chart. I suggest that you draw the Fibonacci on your chart, and you can see what lines you come up with and see specifically what you think. But like I said, I don't know yet if we're going up or down, but I do not like the way we're under the 9 moving averages. We're going to have to wait and see if we could break back above it really fast. Maybe this red line is going to just hold support, and we're just going to kind of bounce in this area right here and then break back above it and start heading back up. Or we're going to get a big red candle and start heading down and kind of fill these limit orders that I've been looking at for a while. It has been going pretty volatile. It went up, down, up, down. I mean, it's been decently volatile, but yeah. And then yesterday I was talking about the 4-hour moving average as well. I was talking about how you can also use this. So like if we broke above it right here, and if you would have sold when it broke below it right here, that'd have been a nice little trade from there to there. We can do a ruler. We could do a percentage ruler from the bottom to the top, something like that, like right here, pretty much where we started getting these red candles over here. I'd say 2.7%, almost 3%. So yeah, I mean, that's just an example of how you can kind of use these, is use this as a buy signal, and then when it breaks below it as a sell signal or a take profit signal. I mean, we're already back at this level right here. Kind of looks like we're getting support. So I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I didn't make a video because I've been kind of waiting to see if I could get a better signal. But I kind of wanted to show you guys just what I was looking at right now. The thing I was looking at on the total crypto market cap is, I think yesterday we were in this pattern up here, and I was waiting for a breakout to the upside or the downside. I think when we broke this going to the downside, then I got a little bit more bearish. But we are still holding support on this big uptrend right here. Let me zoom out a little bit. And let me delete some of this stuff. Like I was talking about last time, I talked about the crypto total market cap. We have this trend line of support right here. And we've been wicking down like crazy. But like almost every day we've been wicking down, it seems like. What I'm looking at though is on the daily time frame anyways, we have these bodies right here trending to the downside. Even the wicks are trending down. We have the wick right there and the wick right there. Those are trending down as well. So I think we could maybe do a trend line going something like this. So until we break this trend line going to the upside, then we're still kind of trending down. Sorry, I can't get it right. Something like that. Until we break this going to the upside, then we're still kind of in this pattern, I feel like. And we still have potentially, we can go down or we can go up. We don't know yet. But this has been holding support, and it's been wicking. It's just funny how much wicks, like it's just wicking down every day. And right now we are above the 9 moving average on the daily time frame on the total crypto market cap. So that's a pretty good sign. But it does look like we have been testing this uptrend pretty much every day. Let's see if we could break out to the upside. So yeah, in general, I'm looking at this 4-hour time frame, and potentially we could either be at the bottom of this whole little area, or we could be ready to be breaking down to the downside. So I don't know. This might be a decent place to dollar cost average, but it also might be a place that we might go lower. So yeah, you guys are going to have to let me know what you guys are thinking. Are we going to go down? Are we going to just hold support right here? Is this a good time dollar cost average? Let me know. In general, like I said, what I'll be watching is this downtrend right here. And then I'll be watching these limit orders at around 57,100 and around 54,000. Those are the first two levels that I'll be watching, the 38% level and the 50% level of the Fibonacci retracement. You could also see on the 4-hour time frame we have this 180 moving average coming down right here. So even if we came down right here, this might give us some support. So maybe even just the 38% level might be, it might just dip down there. And then I have a feeling we might be getting some volatility, but I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think. Check out the last video I did on Bitcoin right here. All right, if you guys liked the video, hit that thumbs up button.